Good morning. I'm over my daughter's house, babysitting. The grandson's not up yet. It's early. So I brought some of my artifacts over here. And this is going to be the first time you actually get to see me because I didn't want to turn the camera around because all you see is toys and yeah. So anyway, I'm going to talk about something here. I'm just going to like briefly show the things I brought, and it's things I've already shown before. Okay, so this is um, the baby mammoth tooth that my friend gave me, and I don't know how many times I try to point this out, and people are like, that's just quartz, and it's like, if you not see, this is a grind surface on the top, and it also has that ridged pattern that the ungulates, the grass eaters have, and plus, something that's going to be roughly, over 10,000 years old, is going to have worn down and it's going to fossilize. So there's the ridge pattern on the side, and the fact that it's also, once you've got these paleo natives turning it into their artwork, you kind of lose how it looks. So I'm holding it in a way that you see the cat head look with the open mouth and the eye and the ears, the nose right there. You have to use your imagination a little bit. This isn't Michelangelo. It's not Leonardo da Vinci. It's trying to take something like a tooth and carving it into a representation of something else. Let's see, let's find the bear. I'm going to find the bear and turn it. Okay, so there's the bear. The nose is right here. And the paw is right there. Okay, so let's look at that. Now, this is the one that I said was, someone might say it's a heart stone. Okay, heart, but when I turned it, am I going the right way with it? Okay, that way. It's been shipped right where my little finger is to show an open mouth and a nose, and the ear is over here where my thumb is. So, and I know if I turn it different ways, there's different effigies on it. And then when I turn towards the bottom, I'm showing a snake coil. So this is like literally crystallized snake egg. I've already established that. Let's not try to say, no, it isn't. That's just a rock. And this isn't about opinions. If you want my if I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. Okay. So I bought this at a gem store. And what's great about this beautiful piece here. And now I've been looking at this chipped artwork for a long time. Isn't this beautiful? Crystal calcite. People collect it and they're making money off of it. But if you really look at it, there's some beautiful paleo art on this. Like this way is a cat head, and my little finger is like at its open mouth. See the dark spot right there is a nose. Its ear goes back. I have a longer video about it when you could probably see the more detail. But when I turn it up this way, there's like right along the side here. I don't want to say right or left because I'm doing the way the camera's flipped, it might reverse. So right where my little finger is the face of a person, an effigy face, and then there's a headdress up here. Now there's a lot more art on this. I'm just going to say it's covered with art, and that's lost culture. And to give you an idea how old this is, I also found things like giant sloth effigy. There is a mammoth head on this. So even walking up north, this has like little chips of garnet in it. And the funny thing is, if like really look at it closely, you'll find those garnets are arranged in certain patterns, like around the ears. You can see where my little finger is. Let's see if I can get it in a better light. You can see where, maybe not. You see where my little finger is? It's kind of in the mouth of this animal. I don't know if I can flip the camera around. I guess not. Up here by my ring finger is the eye of this animal. The ear is back here. This is not something that we're familiar with, and I'm just going to guess it is a sloth. And that eye is just beautifully made. It's almost like, this almost has dimension. You can see nostrils if I tilt it that way. But those little garnets have a pattern on them. So it's interesting. Like you can see, like some of the artifacts that were in my yard, they have, I believe that they're not chipped rock. They were stitched leather, and I've had people verify this for me, so it's not like, you're not going to tell me anything different. Don't try to. When I started doing this, I've gone through people trying to patronize me, saying, you've got pareidolia. I've also got a microscope. I've also got magnifying glasses. I've also got a good pair of eyes and bifocals. I've zoomed in very well. I can see stitch marks on those. I also hold these things. I've experimented. I'm not trying to like be rude or anything, but when you go to the rock groups, the artifact groups and stuff, and you're showing them something new that they haven't seen, people for some reason think the only artifacts out there are arrowheads and spearheads. I'm like, sorry, but you can't wear an arrowhead. You can't start a fire with just an arrowhead. These people did more than use cutlery. I mean, if you go into your house, is that all you have is knives and arrows and stuff like that? I mean, do you have pictures of people? Do you have things that entertain you? Are you religious in any way? Do you have entertainment? Do you play games? What do you think people did like thousands of years ago? I'm going to tell you something. They're not much different than we are now. We just do things a little bit differently. We go to church. We have photographs of our loved ones. Of course, paleo natives didn't have photography, but they could, if they could find like, okay, a stick, and they can draw a picture of their friend. They could, probably the easiest thing to do for them is like when they killed something, um, like they could use every piece of that animal to not only eat, but like the skin to clothe themselves. Um, Even okay, they can use the bones. They could create needles. They could use the sinew from the muscles, um, and they can actually make thread from the strands of the sinew. Um, that and you could do a lot with, you know, your leftover body parts and stuff. Anyway, I find like after thousands of years, things things just don't disappear. Like, treated sinews and whatever, treated body parts. They can become concretions. There's mummification. I find that say things like teeth. They crystallize. Eggs, they crystallize too. It just depends on the condition that they're that surrounds them. So the point I was trying to make here was, so I found this beautiful calcite crystal and other things like this in the gem store, and they cost roughly $5-6. And I'm showing the proprietor the beautiful artwork on it. And there's like I'm finding things, and I know it's not obvious to everybody. They just see it as I could see the chip marks on it. I mean, they're a little bit dulled out after years, and things like this they were on a walking trail. And who pays, how much people would pay for a mastodon tooth or a tusk? And I'm showing you a mammoth, a baby mammoth tooth with artwork on it. And I'm not trying to sell these things, so I'm not getting anything out of this. What do we pay for, like an amber with a bug in it, a gnat? And yet, so this is a crystal effigy with a snake on the inside, and I can, if I had a better camera clip, I can like actually point to where the snake is and how it's like coiled up inside of this crystal. What are these things worth? And I can go on to like eBay and just see people like selling this stuff. I don't know if they actually get money for it or who's actually paying for these things. And yeah, I know people are trying to get rich. My intention is just to kind of spread awareness. And I'd like to write a book about it, because there's this lost, face it, we don't know about what cultures did 12,000 years ago. And another thing is, I feel like, especially the Native Americans, I feel like the colonists are trying to erase them. It's almost as if they didn't exist until the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock, and then they appeared there to cook Thanksgiving dinner and bring the stovetop stuffing, It's almost as if they want to say they didn't exist until poof. Um, and I'm going to be in agreement. They have been on this continent for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Um, and I think there's a lot of things. There's a lot of history that is being whitewashed and erased, and I'm just trying to shed some light on it. Like, for instance, this one, like, I believe it's from South America. I think I'm calcite. I can see like a native indigenous person of South America there. If I turned it a certain way, I'll see like a mastodon or a mammoth from, like, they have, what is it, the Colombian mammoth. I see I also see a giant sloth there. We had them up north too. So that's what I think this is. And this is up. I think there's a lot of things. I also find like patterns. I've seen patterns where you might see like a hunter carrying a bounty of things that he's killed on his back. I've seen like images of like women carrying children, maybe on their back or in their arms. Sometimes, by looking at an image of a face, you really can't tell gender. So I'm not going to say, well, this person's a woman or this person has a beard or things. I'll admit images can be kind of vague. I'm not going to try to translate that, but if you're seeing like an image of like maybe a mother and a child, in my yard, I believe a lot of the things I was finding were burial mementos. Some of the larger rocks, it was a bit morbid. I know they were concretions of human remains, and it was a bit shocking. And I kind of had to learn the hard way. And at first it seemed cool, but then it's like, I'm just trying to say, I'll give it my, I was allowed to learn what it was, and, I'm just going to say enough to just, give them respect, and, they do want to be remembered. But we have to be aware, I think. Well, anyway, have a good day. And I probably won't be showing my face too much because I didn't put my makeup on. All right, take care.